everybody, and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. I will be reading for Virgo today. So Virgo, we will be doing a what is coming toward you reading, and we will look at what is coming towards you, what is kind of at the bottom of that, what is supporting that, kind of driving that. Also looking at past experiences, past unconscious influences, manifestations, unconscious manifestations, and your future hopes and dreams. Right now I'm cleansing your cards and the space with some Palo Santo. Okay. And I will also see in this reading, Virgo, what is protecting you at this time. And then we will see the outcome. Okay. And if this resonates, or not if it resonates, but you know, whatever resonates, take that. Whatever does not, leave that for the next person. You can also check your other zodiacal placements if you feel like this reading didn't quite hit on all cylinders or what have you. I thank you in advance for leaving a like and a comment. And if you're so inclined, because if you enjoy these readings and you like the way that I read, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. It would be great. And if you want to learn, know when I upload more videos, hit the, the notification bell. Okay, so this is for Virgo. Virgo. Calling on Spirit and inviting Spirit in, please, to offer a message for the greatest and highest good of any Virgos watching at this time. Okay, this is for Virgo. This is for Virgo. Okay. Virgo, bottom of the deck energy, 5 of Cups. So there's something that you can be feeling quite grieved over right now, Virgo. Grief is at stake here, okay? Maybe there's also regret, but let's get into it. So what is coming toward you, Virgo, is the 3 of Cups energy. Friendship, good times, you know, just having fun. Perhaps you'll be reuniting with an old friend. Some sort of reunification can be coming your way. Perhaps somebody's coming to visit. Okay, and what is at the bottom of this, what is supporting this, is the Magician. You know, this is something that you're manifesting, you know, a good time, you know, friends, feeling like you can let your hair down a little bit. unconscious past that is informing this on an unconscious level is the Five of Swords. So, you know, this could speak to some deceptive energy. This could speak to, you know, winning at all costs kind of energy. And we see two other figures here. It's like here's this person who feels victorious on some level, and then there's someone off crying, and then there's someone just kind of walking away. So, you know, this was some sort of argument. Unconsciously, you know, unconsciously, or you're aware to a degree of how conflict will arise when there is fun times to be had, okay? In the past, you know, you were single, independent, didn't have to want for anything, had all of your, you know, tangibles on lock, like really just sitting in a very self-assured energy. This is what you know about yourself with regard to your past. You know, like this is a powerful character here. This person knows themselves, okay? They know what they're capable of. They're aware of their accomplishments. They have goals. They believe in themselves. You know, whatever it is that they want to do on a tangible level, they feel confident. There's confidence here. And not just like some false bravado, but like a true confidence in one's own sense of self. You know that in the past you have been here. You have been comfortable in your own skin. Okay? Unconscious manifestation is temperance. You know, wanting to, you know, slow things down, be a bit more balanced. We see this figure kind of pouring in and out into one cup and the other. So there's a unconscious desire for integration here. You know, making meaning, you know, how is your past experiences in your life so far like being integrated for you? What is it that is, because this is an invitation to be reshaped and reformed, you know, like reforged, to be tempered. This can also be an invitation to take it easy. You don't have to make rash decisions about anything. You can take your time with things, okay? But this is like unconscious manifestation that is somehow behind this Three of Cups energy. And it is in the unconscious position. Consciously, you want to manifest the King of Pentacles. So who is this to you? Is this an energy that you carry? Is this somebody else in your world? Are you wanting to manifest this person's respect? Are you wanting to manifest this person's status for yourself, or just even this archetypal energy for yourself? So yeah, that's like manifesting King of Pentacles. It's like manifesting that energy, being stable. And the Nine of Pentacles is a very strong energy to start from. And you know that you have this capacity to be in and fully embody the Nine of Pentacles energy, which is it's a very sound and grounded energy. Very, very good. And so I think what's conscious for you is that you know you've been here before, but it's like you want to get more stable or more wealthy, or, you know, maybe you don't feel like, you know, you've been happy here in the past, but There's something about it right now where it's like you want to level up, you know? You want to level up in some way. Maybe you're trying to manifest more stability for yourself. Perhaps something here suggested that, you know, instability came in at some point. You know, unconsciously you know that there's something that's unstable and causes conflict. Okay. Now your hopes, unconscious hopes and dreams is planting a new seed. And whenever we see pentacles, it's a patient energy, long-term energy. So wanting to endeavor upon something brand new to see it through the long haul, you know, dedicate and commit to whatever this is the unconscious hope and dream. The conscious hope and dream is for communication. You want communication to happen in this context. Messages, love arrows, fast moving energy. You know, your hope and dream is that whatever it is that you're manifesting, this King of Pentacles, is that your hope is that it would come in quickly, that it would show up already. Which, and then on an unconscious level, it would appear to me that you're like, okay, it could take as long as it needs to. Okay. So what is protecting you is this Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles suggests this process of going back to the drawing board, reevaluation, what worked, what didn't, you know, why isn't this tree or bearing fruit? What's going on here? I've invested, I've watered, I've done all the things, and here I still have some brown leaves here. Something, what's not right? What am I doing wrong? You know? And perhaps that's something that's protecting you in a defensive sense, is like feeling a bit victimized. Like, I've done everything that I've needed to do. I did everything right, but this still isn't growing. You know, it's still not, I'm still not seeing the thing that I want to see. Like, there isn't any reward, you know? It's like you reap what you sow is the common phrase and what we all believe to be true, but sometimes you don't. You could sow all kinds of loving care into a plant and it could still not, you know, reward you with its fruit or blossoms or whatever it is that you had intended to receive from this investment. So that's there. You know, so I mean, with the protection energy, there could be something about this, because whenever I look at this character, I get the sense of someone who's like not a very experienced gardener, you know, or somebody who a little bit of a victim vibe here, with like, harumph, I did everything I was supposed to. What's wrong? Like, why isn't this flourishing for me? You know, it's a little bit there. I mean, and so I'm not spelling that all out to make you feel bad, or like, you know, that there's judgment here around like you playing the victim. But what I'm trying to say, the point that I'm trying to make, because this does land in the protection position, is that you have to reflect on how this energy, which is kind of going back to the drawing board energy, reevaluation energy, again and again, because it suggests that this can happen a couple of times in the course of the goal. How is that keeping you stuck? I mean, because it's like you're being protected, but could you also be hiding behind this very semi-helpless, unsuccessful energy, you know? Kind of like, it's kind of like, well, it's not my fault the fruit isn't growing or whatever. There's just some kind of vibe coming through here about that with the reading. And definitely, you know, only take what resonates. But it's like, yeah, this reevaluation, like if we're constantly going back to the drawing board, does that protect us from actually doing what we know we need to do, and that we're just trying to find other things to do to make it happen? Or is it actually protecting us from abandoning the whole frickin' enterprise altogether? That's something too. That's something to consider. Because if we keep investing in something and it's just not giving back what we're putting into it, I mean, are we going to the empty well? You know, what's going on? Because what I see here in the finish is the Three of Swords, which is like heartbreak, pain, sadness, you know, and that's here too. So this is a you know, a underlying energy for the reading, and it's also in the outcome. You know, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, they're typically the married, you know, like the married person or the committed person, with all the things that, you know, society tells us we're supposed to have by a particular age and all of that. And it's like, that's, I get the sense that you want to, you know, you've been stable in the past, and you've been stable, very stable and confident as a single person, but now you really want to be stable and confident as a married person. And, you know, the hope is that you can communicate about this, because, you know, in the past, like unconsciously, you know, there's been conflict. There could even be conflicting thoughts. There can be conflicting thoughts around that. There can be conflicting thoughts around this energy, because this is what's coming towards you. This is what's at your doorstep here. You know, gaiety, frivolity, fun, companionship, confidant. You know, Three of Cups energy is like the girls going out, you know, like whatever, you know, anybody going out, and like just, it's like Marg night, you know, right? So it's fun. It's fun. And you manifest this, you would use your magic to celebrate your friendships in your life. But there's a conflict about that. And you're unconsciously wanting to manifest temperance, which is also kind of like abstaining. I mean, back in the olden days, when the early feminists were like, we need to, you know, ban drinking because this is not good for the family, you know, because the husbands or the men would be out at the pub, you know, and they'd come home all, you know, all drunk and whatever, and it just wasn't really working because women weren't allowed to go out and drink, you know. Their place wasn't in the pub at that time, and so it's kind of like, well, we need temperance. So there's the temperance movement. So perhaps there's some arguments or some sort of strife underlying kind of this background hum of tension with regard to you having fun the way that you did when you were a single person, fully confident in how you feel. and what you're doing and not really tripping, not, and it's not, and this person isn't somebody who is like living in denial and is really not acknowledging their problems. It's like, no, like this person is good, this person's good. They got their shit all freaking in hand. There's nothing, they're not fucking up, And this is kind of like, what am I doing wrong? But, kind of in the back of your mind here, you want to plant a new seed and you want to discuss that, because this does not feel good. This is a really sad place to be. This is a sad place to be. And you want to manifest this, which is like the happy, contented, stable, married person. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify one of these cards here. Which one are we going to clarify? So your hopes and dreams are for communication. What is it that you want to say? What is it that you want to hear? Because this person isn't saying anything. This is a very quiet figure, looking at the 3 spilled cups in the back, but like, here's the 2 cups back here that they're not noticing because they're like, they're grieving big time over this. Okay, the 8 of Wands. Yeah, so the 8 of Wands is clarified by the Fool, the World, and the Ace of Pentacles. So you want to start a new cycle and close out the current cycle. And by doing that, you want to plant a new seed. So this is in alignment, which really is such a strong, stable energy to be in. Your unconscious desire is in alignment with your conscious desire because it's here. So you want to close something out so you could start a new journey, a new phase. And you're willing to plant the seed and to nurture it and to grow. You want to replant a seed here because the seed that was planted here before didn't thrive. So it's like, yeah, maybe we need to just cut this bush all the way down, or heck, even tear it out by the roots, right? Because something new needs to be planted. And you want to communicate you want to maybe communicate, negotiate with your person, because you want to, if this is you want to be in this energy, or if this is your spouse, you want to keep them. you know, like for sure. And so it's like, okay, how can we communicate to close out this cycle, this pattern or whatever, this path that we've been on, so we could plant a new seed and start over, start anew. That's what you want to discuss. Because I really think that you're sick of this shit. Everything else here looks great. I mean, except the Three of Swords. And that's in the potential outcome position, but the way that I'm reading this, I get that this is like a fear. I feel like this is an underlying fear somehow. Because that's what you want to avoid. But the thing is that you're already feeling that. And I think you need to communicate that, because the current cycle, the one that you want to close out, that's the cycle, that's the path that you've been on that has brought these feelings in. Okay? So it's like, we need to put this shit to bed once and for all, so we could plant a new seed, create some new boundaries, some new, you know, maybe even a new action plan to start fresh. So we don't need to keep moving forward with this kind of energy as a background hum, because that's not fun. That's not, yeah. And it's like, also, how can I manifest fun in my life, you know, if you're giving me shit about it all the time, right? I mean, I really am trying to keep things balanced here, you know? But here I am trying to keep things balanced, and I'm doing everything that I can, and I'm still feeling this way. So what's up with that? You know, and with this image here, it's like, here's this singular person just kind of chilling here, and, you know, they're looking off this way, and they're just kind of holding their coin and, you know, all of that. But the thing about the King of Pentacles, he can be so practical at times that it's kind of like, dude, you're kind of boring. Or like, you know, it's like, come on, loosen up. Like, what? It's almost like a lordship here, you know? And he's above this confident, free person right here, you know, who fully embraces themselves and feels really comfortable in their own skin, and is like, they're very happy with who they are, you know? The other aspect of this is that you could very well see, you know, maybe you do have a problem with drinking, right? Because this indicates drinking, good times, fun times. And so you recognize that you do need more temperance in your life to, you know, cool that down. So yeah, I mean, you want to plant a new seed, close out this cycle, start over, start fresh. And at the bottom, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is a very confident figure. Confident archetype, attractive, unique, you know. And also, this kind of energy, I feel, is going to help you in your communication, because this comes from your conscious hopes and dreams to have a conversation, and maybe even not even have a conversation, but deliver a message, you know, deliver a message. And to get some fire in your belly about it. Like this This is not Queen of Wands energy. This is like, kind of like, energy. It's hard to even describe. That's why I have to go nonverbal and do like a facial expression and like some weird sound. It's just kind of like, you know, I don't know. That's where I'll leave it. Okay, so this is what I have for the tarot portion here. Ultimately, I think the advice is that you need to speak your truth, and you need to do it with fire in your belly. And you also need to be very honest with yourself about who you are. Get here. Harness this energy and step into this power, because you have it. You have it. Step into your power and really just understand and trust and know if you know who you are and what's true for you. Black Jaguar, old soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Okay. Now, I will say this, if this was a matter of drinking too much, the 9 of Cups would be here. The 9 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is, you know, going out, connecting with friends, having a social life, enjoying oneself, enjoying other people, enjoying your friends, having conversations, connecting, reuniting, joyful, okay? And if that happens over a couple of drinks, so be it. But that's the manageable. That's, yeah. If it was out of control, that would be the 9. Communicating clearly. Today I will communicate clearly and directly in my conversations with others. I will strive to avoid manipulative, indirect, or guilt-producing statements. I can be tactful and gentle or assertive if necessary. I do what is right in the moment. There we go. Okay, and here's this. That's funny. Empress of Pleasure. Let's see what that one has to say. That's awesome. Okay. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the 9 of Pentacles is like the Empress's little sister. So think about that kind of energy. Okay, Empress of Pleasure. Pleasure is your birthright. It's not something you have to earn or deserve, and it is your greatest compass. Joseph Campbell said, quote, "Follow your bliss," end quote, as a means of directing you toward your soul's calling. When you experience pleasure, the kind that opens you up to radiance, you are moving toward your highest self. Whether it's making art, relaxing in nature, picking out a new pair of shoes, eating a cookie, or treating yourself to an orgasm, pleasure expands your well-being, health, and mental clarity. We've spent much of our lives learning from pain. What if pleasure became our next teacher? What if we put pleasure on the priority calendar and devoted a portion of our day or week to it, in order to see what it can teach us about ourselves? A witch understands that when she is drenched in pleasure, she has more resources to share with others in her life. So schedule that spa day, treat yourself to the meditation retreat, paint that wall purple, not because anyone else will understand or agree with your choice, but because the color brings you pleasure, and that is enough of a reason. Don't wait on someone to share the pleasure with, or any outside source to agree with you. This is your gift to give to yourself. Now is the time to pay special attention to whatever brings you joy and do more of that. Very nice. Yes. Okay, Virgo, that is what I have for you. I'm so glad that you joined me today, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.